Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
Now, Noel is comfortable. The question is, can you hear yourself?
Oh, I can hear me.
Oh, yeah. It's delightful, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Whenever you get the microphones on right there, then you can hear that little echo, and then you just want to start
Beautiful.
ASMRing all over the place.
Oh, my God. ASMRing. I love it. Well, now this...
ASM far, ASM star, ASM car.
He is an ASM star. I wonder if that's how they refer to themselves.
They probably do.
Like if you get really big in the ASMR world, you go, we have several AMS stars. What does it stand for? Audio sensitivity, manual respiratory
system.
I don't know.
ASMR.
But hey,
if you know what ASMR stands for,
will you comment?
Let us know.
So I said it up top. We are, in a lot of ways, this is a throwback episode.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why?
It's just you and me.
Oh, that's
it's just
true.
us.
It's
OG.
It's the old days.
It's the old days. It's like the old days, and so we're short-handed today. We don't have Elise with us today, and so if you are joining us on YouTube Live or Facebook, we can see the comments on YouTube Live, but we can't see the comments on Facebook. So you just get to have.
We're sorry.
Yeah, you just get to have the preview of the episode. This is the chance. So we'll do our best to interact with you.
We'll try to respond every once in a while. Maybe we'll sneak behind and look at a comment now and again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just do like hey, we're sneaking to see what's there on Facebook. And if they're good,
then we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a sneak though. I want it to be like on your tiptoes, like a cartoon, like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah. That's the rule.
Dog.
We both do one sneak. We both get one sneak at different points in the show to check the Facebook Live feed, so we can respond to comments. And on YouTube, we think we can see it.
We think.
So, yeah.
We think so. My eyes are. I've got contacts on, so I can.
You can
see pretty far.
You can see.
But there's one thing that if you are watching the show that you should see right now, that is this.
Oh, wow, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing is like it's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's like a real deal. It's sweet. This is the Communicator Award, or as Jacob and I like to call it, the Commie.
The Commie. We won a Commie.
Yeah. Distinction winner, audio and podcast, the Biofriendly Podcast for the episode Black Lives Matter. Isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice? It's a really nice award.
It's a really big. It's kind of a big deal actually. It's one of the larger awards on the internet.
It really is, and it is. It's heavy like an Emmy.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. And we love our excellence. Of
course. We guess we got a couple of these now. It's actually pretty dang weighty, too.
Yeah. What's the dream? The dream is the shelf.
The shelf. We're going to put a shelf here with all of our awards on it so that, we can brag.
Yeah.
So the goal is to brag. Show off.
And then during the holidays, we'll put the elf on the shelf.
Oh, okay.
Got to have the elf on the shelf.
Well, the elf's going to get there himself, actually. Doesn't the elf? It wasn't. We don't do it. The elf
I don't do it. The elf gets there on his own.
The elf gets there and then he's looking at you.
Yeah. But it's OG crew time today, so we're gonna you know what we're gonna do today, because it is a throwback episode.
What's that?
This is a positive one.
Oh boy!
This is a positive episode.
I like positivity.
Yes.
I'm a fan of positivity.
I am too.
Yeah.
We kind of had to do a couple bummer runs.
Kind of a long streak of bummer runs.
A long streak of bummer runs.
Oh, no.
I mean, we haven't had...
Are our numbers down because of that? People probably get upset. No, they're not. Oh, really?
But there have been a lot of emails saying, you guys are bumming me out. No, I'm just kidding. They haven't. They haven't. You guys have stuck with us through and through.
We'd like to apologize to the
Board of Positivity.
Board of Positivity.
For really slacking on our positivity. Yeah. We had Grant Brown, which,
BOP.
And that was it was the importance of optimism.
Yeah,
and then after that,
it went downhill fast.
We talked about some heavy issues.
We had some pretty great guests, but, look,
solid guests.
Sometimes the topic gets to be, it's one of the reasons we exist is because it can be a downer of a topic, and our job is to try to lift it up and make it exciting and fun. So today we're fun. Today we're good.
Today we're fun.
Oh, I love it.
And I not only am prepared with a fun article.
Okay.
But I actually pulled out highlights, so I wouldn't...
Highlights the magazine?
No. Yes, we're going to do some puzzles and colors.
I can't
remember
wait.
Highlights magazine,
I
guys?
remember Highlights magazine.
Every time you were in a doctor's office, there was always a Highlights magazine.
Yeah. No, and like on book fairs, when you'd have those book fairs for school, Highlights was always one of the things you could get your hands on.
Yeah, have you gone back to a book fair with your kid?
Yes.
Did it immediately,
favorite.
suddenly you were whisked back and you were like, remember how great this was?
Oh, it was, and like filling out the little thing.
Oh my gosh.
And they still had that, which it's, one day it'll be gone, but we still fill out the little newspaper thing where you check out the books that you want. Yeah. Man. And in the book fair at my son's elementary school, they even, like the library actually, they brought a bunch of books in so you could actually kind of go around. It was like a bookstore.
That's awesome.
It was fun. I loved the book fair so much.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I did it with my oldest, and now my youngest will still have a chance. So when I go back, I can't wait. I might pick up something for myself.
Yeah, of course.
Some good second grade level books for me.
Get something on pipe design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
On making just your own pipe.
Your own pipe.
Yeah. Turn a block of wood into pipe.
Okay. They have a pipe making book for third graders.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
I love it. Yeah. But today, what I was going to say is I was prepared. I took this article because it was a big article.
Yeah.
And so what I did,
because there's so much positivity.
Absolutely.
We got to go big.
And so what I did is I pulled excerpts out.
Really?
Into a separate document so I wouldn't do that thing.
What?
Yeah.
Jacob, it's going to ruin the show.
I know, you're
right. If you
right.
don't get lost in the middle of an article.
Okay.
No, it's very, very prepared, responsible. I can't believe it.
I know. I've turned over a new leaf this week.
Next week.
You'll be back to your old ways. To the way I've always been.
So don't worry.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen.
Board of positivity. Jacob will be screwing up.
I will definitely be searching frantically for what I wanted to read from a website as Noel vamps next week. But today's title of the article comes from the Smithsonian Mag, a organization that we are destined to be in.
Oh, the Smithsonians are looking at us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smithsonian Mag, 7 Reasons to be Optimistic About the World's Oceans.
Okay.
Isn't that a great title?
That's a great title. I want to be optimistic about the world's oceans. I love the ocean.
I know. We love the ocean. And here's the thing.
Last night I was watching a documentary about the ocean.
What was it?
It was Surfing the 100-Foot Wave on HBO Max.
That's about the ocean. Absolutely.
Oh man, it's fascinating. I watched episode 1. It's cool, man. They've got this. So they've got the craziest big wave surfer in the world.
Yeah. Patrick Swayze in Point Break.
Patrick Swayze from Point Break.
Yeah, and he's in Hawaii.
Has found a place in Portugal. That has the potential for a 100-foot wave. It's potentially could actually be there.
It's real.
Without it being, a
tsunami.
Tsunami, right? Right. So, but like the conditions are insane. Like
that's awesome.
It's the reason people don't surf it is because you'll just die. So that's taken like 10 years to just do the calculations of where you can go and how you can. Anyway, so it's really fascinating.
Yeah,
and that's about the ocean.
Well, it is. It is. Point Break is a great documentary about the ocean.
Yeah, it's where you put the gun in the air and you fire a bunch of times because you're so angry because you let your guy get away.
You let your buddy who you've got to arrest for robbing banks.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Yeah. 7 Reasons to be Optimistic About the World's Oceans.
Okay.
I saw this article and I thought, we need to do this.
We got to do this.
Because we need some uplifting stuff. And this article, as we hit the 7 different points, it does list, and I'll warn you, the bummer run is a part of each. It's like, okay, obviously this is still a problem. But
the whole thing about environmentalism, and it's a funny thing that I hope will pass as more people embrace it, right?
Yes.
But the issue I think that a lot of people have when they write articles about the environment is they don't want people to give up. They don't want people to stop.
Yep.
And I think there's a genuine fear amongst most people in our community that if you say something too positive, that people will then be like,
well, we did it. We saved it.
Yeah. Well done. We did it. We can give up now.
Yeah.
And that's
we don't want that.
That's obviously not what we're talking about here. No. And so I think that's probably why there's often a bummer in there. But I think that over time, as more of us kind of just change our lifestyle a little bit and just adjust and just live in a new way, that you won't have to keep harping on, by the way, we're all going to die.
Right.
Like you can just be like, okay, so here's the new thing. Let's get to it.
Yeah. We got a Ted Lasso.
You got a Ted Lasso
because we're going to get this team. If you're going to get on board, you had a rough string of games and things aren't going great. Let's pep them up a little bit. Believe.
As Ted Lasso said.
Let's go.
He has that one over here, the mirror in his bathroom when he wakes up in the morning.
Believe.
So he doesn't mess up brushing his teeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to believe.
What does he say? That's a good line. I'm going to say it. I'm going to ruin the show by just kidding you. He says, I put it on my mirror at night so that I remember to brush my teeth even when I don't want to before bed.
Oh, see?
Hey,
that's what you got to have,
do. You got to
guys.
have those little reminders. And that's what we are, your beacon of
reminder. Beacon of reminder in a gloomy morning.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Number 1.
Over. Yep.
some high-profile conservation efforts are already paying off. Conservation efforts are paying off.
Okay.
So ever since the 1980s, there has been an international moratorium on commercial whale hunting. That's been since the 80s.
That's been huge. Yes,
that's
absolutely.
been a huge thing.
And we've talked a little bit on this show about how that's been going well. Yeah.
Yes. So it has shown dramatic results. Even though a few species are still being hunted by some countries and indigenous groups that aren't playing by the rules.
Right.
But for the most part, the North Atlantic whale, for instance, that was critically endangered, is rebounding. Endangered.
Nice.
I didn't say that well. I'm sorry.
It was fine. Endangered is fine.
The North Atlantic right whale, critically endangered, is rebounding.
That's awesome. So what does it say? The kind of numbers we're looking at?
So it doesn't get into the numbers on that. It just says rebounding, but then I have some numbers here. Okay. The population of the humpback whales in the western South Atlantic, which had dropped to around 450 in the 1950s, is now estimated at 25,000.
Isn't that great?
It's great.
Yeah.
Near the level scientists estimate existed before hunting began.
Yeah.
So we've gotten ourselves back over the past 70 years to where they were before all the hunting.
Right.
That's great.
Well, and what's one of the great ironies of all this is that one of the major uses of whale oil was like, to light up like
it's fire.
It's fire. To
It's
get
petroleum.
light. Yeah.
It's like it was our
and
oil.
they used it for makeup and some other things like that. But like you used it because they were like, oh, there's huge whales, tons of oil. All right, this is really good.
Yeah.
And so people would hunt whales for that. And then we discovered other things to light on fire, and then we didn't have to kill as many whales. And that has also helped the whale population. So technology helped in that regard.
Right.
But now we've caused a new problem.
We got a new problem.
Which is always the thing we look at. So we caused the new. So what's the next problem we're going to cause, and how do we fix that? But that's really that's fantastic.
Great.
So it's working. People are hunting them less.
Yeah, it says the International Whaling Commission estimates the global population of these whales now may be around 120,000 animals. That's pretty good. All right. Okay. So, and blow, bowhead, fin, and say whale populations are also growing globally.
That's great.
Great. And included in this, sea turtles are another success story.
Yeah.
Most populations of turtles included in a recent survey were found to be growing, even though the animals must be protected on both land and sea.
Of course.
In Florida, scientists estimate...
ladies and gentlemen.
This doesn't mean stop protecting them.
Don't take your whaling spear out now that things are getting better.
Don't get all Moby Dick.
No, this is not the time to go out to get a peg leg, to get onto a sea shanty.
Please don't do that.
And go hunt a humpback whale. It's not it's not time to do that.
Yeah.
Let's just leave the poor
whales alone.
Let them rock.
Let them sing their songs.
Yes.
Can we sing a whale song?
Yeah.
That's really good. That's beautiful.
Thank you. We do impressions on this show.
That's a great whale song.
That's my whale impression.
That was beautiful. So in Florida, scientists estimate that the population of green turtle nests climbed from 62 in 1979.
God, 62. 62.
Yeah.
You almost have enough fingers and toes. Not really, but almost. Like if four of us were next to each other, we'd have enough fingers and toes to count that.
I just was thinking because it said in 1979, I was like, that's not a lyric in Smashing Pumpkins 1979. See, turtles are down to 62. It's not funny. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because of the song, but the fact that sea turtles were down at 62 in 1979 is not funny. I'm just laughing about that would be a lyric in a song. That's what I'm
It wasn't funny at the time, but now that they're rebounding.
They are, and they're now to 30. So in 2015, 37,341. That's just in Florida.
37,000 from 62.
From 62.
That's a terrific comeback, folks.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. So
don't go
killing
sea turtles now. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying
don't go killing sea turtles
just because they are walking on the beach in Florida.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the song.
It's a classic.
All right, next one. You ready for the next positive point?
This is fantastic so far.
See,
we should always keep reminding everybody that it's not
the whole time. We're going to remind you don't go against the good news.
Don't go against the good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Many fisheries are reasonably well managed. I like the sentence. It's very very middle of the road. Many fisheries are reasonably.
A lot of people are definitely considering better concepts.
It is a very safe sentence, but let's see what they got here. Okay.
Yeah.
In many areas, the ocean is dangerously overfished.
That's it's like your kid doesn't want to turn off the light before bed.
Yeah.
And they come up with
are you scared? And they go, no. I just,
So what here? I'm not going to put the main light on. I'm just there's a little book light I'm going to put on the side just in here, but it's not a light.
I'm not scared.
The light's not on. There's not. It's I'm not. But I'm fine. This is.
I'm brave.
I'm brave. This light is just here for precautionary reasons,
and just in case you
and
need to see.
It's not the main light. It's just a little.
I really want the light on so that you can get in here, Mom, Dad, safely.
Yes.
And not trip or step on a Lego.
Exactly.
That's why.
By the way, isn't it amazing how much pain
it's one of the worst pains that you'll
into a foot when you step on it in the dark?
It's one of those things that after the creators of Lego, they were like, that was the one thing they didn't realize would happen is that parents' feet
would be
till the end of time would experience a sharp, stinging pain that is
it's perfectly
incomparable.
Sized to fit right in that pocket in your foot and then
soft
cut
spot.
it open. Yes.
That soft spot that has no guard against anything.
Anywhere. Terrible.
Yeah. It's a universal pain.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
So anyway, the oceans are dangerously overfished. This is the bummer run part. Mm-hmm. So it says, but the world's most valuable fisheries, which make up 34% of global captures, are relatively healthy in general.
Okay.
So you're basically saying a lot of these things they've done the research, okay? But I loved this part of the article. It had hot debates continue. Hot debates continue about the status of many species that were massively overfished for decades. So there's some hot debates.
Yeah.
But there is good evidence that sustainable management is now being achieved for some species in some regions.
That's terrific.
Yes.
It's also good for business people. Yeah. You know, if you go and you kill everything you're trying to fish, you don't have anything to fish anymore.
Exactly. We got to be good.
So stop it.
Stop it.
Okay. So reasonably well managed.
Okay, so it says, according to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, 34.2% of the world's marine fisheries are currently overfished, but harvests have held relatively steady for fisheries ranging from Alaska pollock to European sardines to Indian mackerel and yellowfin tuna. So those are all doing great. They're coming back. They're being managed well.
Okay.
And it's going okay.
Okay.
So we're making progress.
Feels like
a half.
I feel like that's good news because before it was like we just ate everything.
Yeah.
We pulled it all out of the sea, then threw it on the ground and kind of ate some of it, and then some of it got rotted, and who cares? And the world sucks. That feels like that's how that's how kind of it was.
Yeah.
And now it's not that. Now it's, hey man, we're not killing all the fish.
We're not killing all the fish.
You know, we're still not really doing a great job, but we're doing a reasonably better sort of good job.
I know what happened.
What happened?
This guy was writing this article for the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got 6. And he's like, I said 7, Johnson.
And Johnson's like, okay.
How about many fisheries are reasonably well managed?
Compared to when they were a disaster?
Great. Yes. So I think that's what happened.
Okay, look, I'm going to take reasonable, though, because reasonable is better than bad. It's good.
Yeah. It says, the last thing, it did the little feedback thing.
All right, so this is where I do my vamping.
Okay. The last point it says about the hot debates.
Yes, hot debates.
Moreover, technology is changing the game. Okay? So they basically have organizations like Global Fishing Watch and Ocean Mind. They track large fishing vessels via satellite imaging, making it easy to track suspicious activities.
All right.
So technology is really making it more and more difficult for people to
now we can have fish police.
Yes. Can we make that show?
Yeah.
Fish police.
Fish police.
I want to make fish police.
I'm Officer Trout. This is Commander Salmon. And we're here to take you down.
Chief Perch wants to see you immediately. I love it. I'm on for the fish police.
Yeah?
All right. Next one?
Yes.
This one's going to be better. Okay?
Okay.
It's going to be better. When Johnson was writing the article, this was part of the original
This was part of the original article. Okay,
so
also just to follow up, because fishing is getting better
doesn't
mean you should go out there with a gigantic net and drag all of the fish out of the sea like you were doing before.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Right?
Unless you're on alone and you got to cast a gill net and catch all the fish.
Yes, or naked and afraid.
Alone. Then you got to fish. But if you're just
Yeah. If you're just fishing, if you're just fishing a little bit, fish. Yeah, that's good. Good point.
Okay.
I'm glad we added that one on there.
Marine protected areas
are
rapidly expanding and could play a hugely positive role. Much better, right? Much better. Okay. Now, it starts out, it says almost 8% of the ocean has been structured as MPAs, marine protected areas.
Perfect.
So 8%. That's not huge. So it says, although less than half of that area is fully protected against fishing and loss of other resources, coverage is growing.
It's growing.
Big time.
Yeah. Well, and I got to imagine also there's a lot of the ocean that people are just never going to get to. I mean, they will, but not really. It's so much more than the land. Like you think about walking across the old adage, never fight a land war in Asia.
Yeah.
Because it's just goes on forever.
Right.
Right. And that's
it's the same with the
compared
ocean.
to the ocean. It's minuscule.
Tiny. Yeah. I mean, this planet is so much water.
So if you say 8% of the ocean, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's actually a pretty big amount because you figure that's all going to be probably by coasts and in areas where
absolutely
where people are most likely going to be.
Yeah.
So that's good. So that's a fantastic improvement.
And it's growing. It says coverage is growing, for instance.
Yeah.
In the April 2021 European Commission and 15 countries announced support for 2 more MPAs that would protect more than 3 million square kilometers of the Southern Ocean off Antarctica.
That's terrific.
So more.
That's terrific.
So it says these MPAs, marine protected areas, also offer major
motion
benefits.
Picture Association.
Yes, the Motion Picture Association of Marine Protected Animals. So the MPA.
Yeah, MPA.
They offer major benefits to human communities.
Made possible Antarctica.
So you got the marine protected areas, the Motion Picture Association.
Made possible Antarctica.
The MPA. It's perfect. This MPAs also offer major benefits to human communities, such as reestablishing fish populations that can be sustainably fished just outside their waters. So this helps everybody.
Yeah.
When you protect the land, it helps the community.
The water.
It helps the people. Yes, the water. So when you protect it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Southern California.
Yeah.
MPAs preventing fishing in 35% of one coastal area led to a 225% increase in spiny lobster catch after 6 years.
You know what seems odd to me?
So it helped it.
How isn't it odd that when you tell people to stop fishing somewhere that the like stop killing all these animals, that the animals somehow survive?
Yeah. It's amazing.
Isn't that just like
it's
ridiculous?
It's ridiculous.
Like, hey, stop killing the spiny lobsters.
Guys. Yeah.
And then suddenly they come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems now, and I'm no scientist.
Yeah.
But it seems like when you kill things,
they don't exist.
They die.
Anymore. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's a good rule for you guys to remember. When you kill things, they die. Okay? So stop it. All right, next one. Ready?
Oh, so is that one done?
Yeah, we're done.
Hey, so just because we're protecting more ocean and more species are coming back,
right,
doesn't mean you got to go out with that's not the whaling spear, but more like the lobster spear.
Yeah, and this is like don't open that water park in the MPA.
Right.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. You want to do it. Don't do it.
You don't want to look. I know you want to put a raging waters off the coast of Antarctica. But don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's a terrible way to treat that ocean.
Just stifle that impulse.
Yes.
And put it on the land in Antarctica.
Yeah, absolutely. Put it on the land. The penguins and the people who visit Antarctica will love the raging Arctic waters.
It.
Yeah.
We'll love it.
Yeah. That's the note. That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay. Some progress. Okay, this is more of a maybe the original article was 5.
5 actually.
Johnson, I said 7. I only have 5. Figure it out. Some progress is being made in the global struggle against pollution. Okay, so that's fair. It says some progress. So it's going to tell you some highlights. Okay. And it literally opens up in this thing. It says, okay, nothing like the progress that is needed. So they're flat out saying, bummer run, we get it. We're not here to say, we've won.
They're saying, don't cancel us for writing this in an article.
Yes, they're saying, please don't be angry.
Right.
But it said, so one example is a series of governmental restrictions that began in the 1970s to ban leaded fuels in vehicles, a major source of ocean pollution. So the leaded fuels. During a global expedition in 2010 and 2011, they looked at levels of lead across the ocean and found that they had dropped to negligible.
Nice.
Yes. By banning leaded fuels, we actually restored the whole ocean within 30 years.
Again, like this could go back to the plastic idea, right?
Yeah.
Like the plastic islands and which are kind of misnamed, but in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
If you banned, I mean, we're not going to because there's so much of it out there and we're addicted to it. But if we banned plastic, I would bet miraculously you'd find less plastic in the ocean.
What? Wait, no. This is incredibly controversial, and I don't know if you have the right to say this as a non-scientist.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that if we stopped using as much plastic, there would be less plastic?
Yes. It's a bold statement.
You heard it here first, guys.
It's a crazy statement.
We're going to get shut down.
I know, this is it.
This is it.
Thank you for listening to the Biofriendly
so
Podcast. That was it. It's sad that Elise wasn't here for our Swan Song.
Our Swan Song. Yeah. I know. But you're right. So it's saying, look at that. In 30 years, we got all of the lead pollution out of the ocean. It's gone. Okay? So that's a win.
Fantastic.
That's a win.
That's a huge win.
Yes. And so it says oil spilled in the ocean from tankers has also dropped dramatically over the decades. Yes, we've had some gnarly ones. One of I think that was like our second or third Biofriendly podcast was about that spill. So they still happen, but they are getting less and less and less and less.
Which is good. And we all remember a couple months back when the pipeline under the water came up and then
remember that?
It caught fire and then it was fire in the ocean.
The ocean was on fire.
Yeah,
that was
wild.
A weird sight.
That was wild.
Very apocalyptic looking.
Yeah.
So it says true plastics are a global garbage disaster. So again, they're reinforcing. We know it's a problem.
Right.
Although public awareness has climbed dramatically thanks to shows like the Biofriendly Podcast.
Thanks, it's right there.
It says right here in the Smithsonian.
Thanks to the Biofriendly Podcast.
It says thanks to Noel and Jacob who single-handedly are saving the planet one podcast at a time.
Wow.
They're handsome, smart, and funny, and
big supporters of the MPA.
Yes. You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
I can't believe they wrote that. I mean, I can.
I'm honored.
But it's an honor. Look, hey, we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We just toasted our trophies.
For those who are
listening. We're incredibly humble, guys. We're incredibly humble.
We are the worst. And yet the best.
And the best. We're the worst and the best at the same time.
Yeah.
Just what this world needs. It says, although public awareness has climbed dramatically, as much as 23 million metric tons of plastic waste still enter aquatic systems each year. So that's the bummer. According to 2020 article in Science. Okay. Yep. But this mega problem must be solved primarily upstream in manufacture and use, like we talked about.
Okay.
Make less. So today, the optimism is around the innovators. We were just talking about this.
This is it.
The private sector rising to the challenge to fill the consumer need without the externalities of pollution. So that's what's changing.
Yeah.
Is you have a lot of innovation coming from the private sector.
It's a different world out there. It really is.
It really is.
There's a couple things that have happened. One is that there's just been a lot of good energy, press, information, data, pressure to be better, to be greener. But also, because we've been educating people at such a young age about the importance of caring for your environment.
Yep.
Some of those kids who 25 years ago were learning about this are now starting to take important roles in all these companies. So the companies are naturally becoming cleaner because the people who actually, I think people confuse companies for like this kind of monolithic monster that just has its own mind and can destroy and kill.
Yeah.
The companies are made up of the people in the companies.
Yeah.
That's what happens in a company, right?
Yep.
So if you have enough people in the company who care about a certain thing, that company will change and shift because those people will shift it just by naturally doing what they do.
Absolutely.
So that's what's happening. And it's really great to see. And it's only going to continue. It's another example of how the world will keep getting better and we will get there, which doesn't mean give up,
doesn't
mean stop, which doesn't mean that we're there. It just means we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. We just got to keep the pressure out. We got to keep the foot on the gas on the metal and the pedal on the metal and the pedal.
I love it.
On the metal.
That's what we got to do. That's what we do. And we can thank the MPA.
Yeah.
But then you're right. We were just having this conversation with a small business owner in our area, and he was asking about what can he do as a business, and we were letting him know there are people constantly innovating, constantly working on it, and while the solution today might not be ideal for disposable cups and whatnot, it is being worked on.
Yeah.
There are so many things and articles and blogs that you'll go, this company has developed a cup that can biodegrade because it's made out of lettuce or whatever. It's just there. This is happening, and people are the greatest minds are out there working on it. Yeah. So it's a reason to give me something to believe in.
It's on the way, folks.
It's on the way.
It's on the way, and don't give up.
Don't give up. Yep. Although we do say never believe on this show. So also.
Well, don't believe. No.
Don't believe.
No.
Please
No. If the people who are listening to the show don't understand sarcasm, then they're not listening to the show
They're not
anymore,
listening to the
because
show.
they're going to think too much. We're thinking too seriously
I know.
about too many things.
At the start of the show, we say Ted Lasso believe, and at the end of the show, we say never believe.
Never believe.
So you got to know that we're always kind of messing around.
We're always messing around. That's
Yes.
the whole point of the show.
Absolutely.
Nobody messes around in environmentalism
Because you don't get to play in environmentalism.
I know, and that's not an okay attitude.
It's not.
The right attitude's got to be, we're going to do this. It's fun. Let's kick ass.
Right. Exactly. If we're gonna get together, we're gonna do an ocean cleanup, or we're gonna go and work as a group, and we're gonna try to do something great. Yeah. Can we laugh? Can we joke? Can we have fun?
Can we enjoy this?
Yeah.
You know, we're out with a bunch of cool people doing a cool thing.
Let's help the world.
Helping the planet. Let's have a laugh while we're at it. You know? That's all I'm saying.
I'm holding up our trophies again. We're doing something right. This is our self-congratulatory episode. Because Elise isn't here to keep us humble.
What?
Yeah.
You said today was going to be a fun, positive, upbeat one, and so we're delivering the goods.
We're delivering the goods.
Yep.
All right. We have 3 more to go, but here's the fun thing.
Okay.
So we don't have to spend too much time on them. You've gotten the gist of what we're talking about. So we know the next point is we know how to restore crucial coastal ecosystems such as mangroves at a large scale.
Wow.
Okay. So
that's great.
Yeah. Vast stretches of healthy ecosystems, this has been a bummer run, have been lost to pollution, urban expansion, conversion for aquaculture, and other human activities.
Yes.
We know this.
Yeah.
But not all news is bad. Okay. Take mangroves, for instance, which make enormous contributions to biodiversity, fisheries, storm protection, and carbon storage on warm coastlines. So we've gotten really great at restoring mangroves.
That's awesome.
Yes. 1,400 square kilometers of Vietnam's Mekong Delta mangrove forest was destroyed in the 70s, but it is back.
Yeah.
Yep. It's back. So it's
how many acres?
It was 1,400 square kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's back.
Dang, that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it's back.
It's back.
Baby.
Yeah. So mangroves aren't the only types of coastal ecosystems being renewed around the world. Salt marshes and oyster reefs are also being restored on a large scale in Europe. So we're just doing a good job at bringing back these great ecosystems. So that's a reason to celebrate.
I mean,
right?
If this is a fantastic episode.
I knew
this
it.
is a really good idea,
we needed
Jacob.
This. We needed this.
Jacob gets like 6 stars and another trophy because
Yay.
But it is because it has been kind of a bummer in the last little while. We keep having to convince people like, hey, I know it's terrible, but come on, we're working on it. It's just these are all great examples of how when we put our attention on something in the right way, we can help it.
We can
help it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna it's such a weird thing to have these brains that drive us to constantly innovate and change the environment to make it more convenient for ourselves. Yeah. And it's just like that survival instinct that manifests itself in humans in that way. That's how we do it. Yeah. We try to make things not just survivable, but easy. Yeah. And so we keep coming up with newer, different stuff to get better and better and better at that. Yeah. And then there's consequences. Yeah. And then we go, oops, there's a consequence.
Yeah. We got to fix this.
We have to adjust.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we have consistently done that over time. Yeah. We always do it too slowly. Yeah. We always frustrate people who are like, why are we here in the first place? Or why couldn't we do this properly in the first place? Particularly when there's easy solutions that just won't get implemented because somebody's going to lose money. That's very frustrating.
Absolutely.
But we do put attention on problems and fix them. It's something that's what these stupid giant heads are for, you know? Yeah. Like we're that's why we're lollipops. Yeah. We're just little useless bodies with giant brains. So like this is how we do it.
And this is how we do it. And this is going to grow because our children and their children are growing up informed, educated, in touch with what's going on a global level like never before. Yeah. So it's only going to be generation after generation of people going, well, we can't do that. Yeah. That destroys the planet, so stop it.
Right.
And those people will become executives and leaders and politicians.
And they'll be like, hey, I understand that we make this kind of thing, but we're not going to make it in a way that does that anymore. Yeah. We're not.
Yeah.
Because that's just not how we do it.
Yeah. So this next one is a win, but I mean, it is a subject that we talked about. There's good things about it. There's bad things about it, but we'll take it as a win today.
Okay.
Offshore wind is rapidly ramping up to deliver clean energy on a global scale.
Okay.
So and I know we have feelings about, we want the wind, but we also want to protect those marine ecosystems.
Right.
You know, we don't want to just do nothing but install giant wind farms in these great, beautiful areas.
That will have consequences.
Yes,
for
absolutely.
Sure. I mean, I think that our great grandkids are going to look at that and be like,
what are you guys doing? Get the fans out of the water.
guys, there's better ways to make energy.
Right.
And there will be.
Yes. But we'll take the win on this one. It says, by one estimate this year, the global installed offshore wind capacity will climb by 37%.
Okay.
So these giant offshore wind factories will deliver enormous amounts of energy with very low levels of greenhouse gases.
Which will help to buy time and help to get us into a better position.
Exactly.
I do think that at some point people are going to be pissed off about them and that the ecosystems will be frustrated by them. But I do think that if it helps to offset some greater problems, then you take it, right?
I agree.
You take the win.
I agree. Yeah. This is a transition, and this is what's needed right now. And that's the way we're going to look at it, is that this is something that we got to do. There needs to be a lot of solutions, and some of them are going to be temporary. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those. Mm-hmm. This is a solution that's going to help us in the short run.
Yeah.
So we'll take it. But then the very last thing, that's going to close out in this article.
Okay. This is what the Smithsonian thinks is the punctuation.
And this is why I chose this article today. It says in 3 words, bold letters, optimism breeds action.
That's number 7?
That's number 7.
First of all, I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. But that's not a...
Johnson, I said 7. I only have 4.
Honestly, Johnson had an article about one thing. He was writing. He's like, it's good. Find 6 more.
I should give a shout out to the real author of this article so I can. Oh, it actually doesn't say. It doesn't say that. Yeah, because it says SmithsonianMag.com. It doesn't give. I was going to see if I could give a shout out to the actual.
Johnson's not even.
Yeah. It doesn't even.
Somebody wrote that. They didn't get
somebody
credit.
wrote this. Didn't get credit. Come on, Smithsonian. Shout out the person.
Terrible.
So
that's terrible. But that is look, you're absolutely right. But that is the most hilarious.
It is funny. He literally wrote an article.
Or she.
Oh yeah, he or she.
Yeah.
Wrote an article.
Or they.
Yeah. They wrote an article that was about how fishery management has gotten better.
Yeah.
Like that's what they wrote.
Yeah.
And then the boss came in and said, we need to do more. And they're like, okay. And so they did a few more. And then we're like, we need to do more. And then finally we got to the end here. It was like the second to last one was fisheries are well managed, possibly, maybe. And then we get to, I need 7, Johnson. And they went, optimism breeds action. They're like, perfect.
That's great, Johnson.
That's great. You've done it.
That's a winner.
You've done it.
People are going to really read that.
But this is the way that this article closes out. And this is what I think is great. Okay?
Okay.
Of course, marine scientists can't forget the enormous threats to the ocean for a second. Okay? There's a lot of bad news, but we're balancing the narrative with how do we solve it? He's going to check and see if we got comments while I'm reading this part. He's doing such a good sneak now, guys. This is a perfect time for me to read this. Okay, there's a lot of bad news, but we're balancing the narrative with how do we solve it? There are reasons to be optimistic, and everybody has a role to play in being part of the solution. That was a great sneak. So these scientists have become more hopeful in the past. This is my favorite part of the show, where Noel sneaks back into his chair, and nobody knew you were gone.
Hey guys, I was here the whole time.
Yeah, you heard that great quote I was reading, right?
Here the whole time.
Were there any comments?
I don't know how the Facebook thing works.
I
was looking at it, I was like, I couldn't find the scroll button because I'm an idiot.
Oh, it's okay. That's why we need you, Elise. We're hopeless without you.
So probably.
There's 130 questions on there. Actually, Johnson's on there. I wrote this for the. I work for the Smithsonian. Cut me some slack.
Yeah.
All right. So scientists are becoming a little bit more optimistic because they said the growing signs of conservation success crop up around the world, often from efforts launched decades ago. Taking on the challenge to heal the oceans will be hugely difficult, but if we don't do it now, a decade from now, it will be impossible. We made a goal to stop grieving. This is it. This is where we're going to close out.
Okay.
This is Duarte. I got to give credit to the person who's talking here. Did I say his name? I have it. Oh, I'm still scrolling. I said I wouldn't do the scroll. Here I am. I have his name, though. I do. Carlos Duarte,
Yeah.
a marine ecologist from King Abdullah Science and Technology University in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his quote.
Okay.
So I'm giving the shout out to Carlos for saying this. He said, "We made a goal to stop grieving about the ocean, to accept the loss, and then engage in action. Because we still have the capacity to reverse much of the losses and turn over a healthy ocean to our grandchildren." So I loved that.
Yeah.
That he said, stop grieving, get to work.
Yeah. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. Right?
Yeah.
You may as well, look, what are you going to do? Just
Sit
give
around
up,
and
sit down and die?
And go, this is terrible. I can't believe this is happening.
At some point, you got to put one foot in front of the other and just
keep going.
Keep going and keep figuring it out. And that's how you tackle it. That's how you tackle a problem. You don't. That's what's wonderful. Yeah, stop grieving about it. Get to work. Get to it.
It's like what we say: believe, never believe.
Believe, never
believe.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
I know it.
If I honestly, if you can't understand that there's some comedy and sarcasm in our tags,
Yeah.
then you shouldn't be listening to our show.
Yeah. Or work out your life. Sort it out. Figure it out. Listen to our show and grow a funny bone.
Grow a funny bone.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
So that was it.
That was a great episode.
We needed to have some fun. We needed to have some optimism,
Yeah.
and we did today. And I'm glad we did today.
Yeah, that was fun.
So thanks for joining us on the live stream. I'm sorry if we didn't get a chance to acknowledge any comments or things that were asked. We did our best.
We did our best, but without Elise, we're pretty hopeless.
We're hosed. We're hosed. We got to have somebody looking at if anybody's writing us questions. So
Yeah.
if you're here, we love you. Thanks for supporting the podcast and checking us out live. We'll always be posting on our social medias when we do live shows, and we get to do
so look
these
out for it.
every couple weeks. Yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
probably
normally Elise is here,
And we can-
and then when she is, so then your contributions get on the show.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Definitely do that. Now, so tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Subscribe. Yeah.
Comment, like. I don't know.
Comment, like, subscribe. Go to iTunes and say how much you love the show.
And join the Painless Green. It's growing like a weed right now.
Painless Green
Yeah.
is growing like crazy.
Yeah.
Painless Green on Facebook. You have to request to join, and then we'll invite you in. It's the coolest place to be. You
It
gotta be there.
is. It's a great place to catch up
Green
with us.
memes, articles, funny stuff.
Yep.
It's great. So
Yep.
that's it. We are your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Carefully avoiding neonicotinoids.
We are the Siegfried and Roy and Meryl Streep of podcasts.
This show is a joke.
Never believe.
Step 1. Chill out. Thank you.
There
I
it
said
is.
step 1 fart. I don't know.
Just as good. Just as good.
Yeah.
Spilling the teeth since 2019. I'm there, right?
Yeah.
That one.
Spelling to 29. And then mine is the new one, which is technically perfect.
That's right. Technically perfect. We'll see you next time, guys. Cheerio. Bye.
That was our attempt. It was the best we could do.
It was a good attempt.
It's all right.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not as good as your whale song, though.
No. We don't do a very good Elise impersonation, but we do okay.
That's how we're ending the show.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.